Good evening, and welcome to the One Take Livecast. Tonight I will be joined by Leonie, who is the lead vocals of the rock band The Bitching Hour. We shall be talking about the music, the creativity, how it all started and everything. And I just got to wait for requests now, and I'll be looking forward to chatting to them. There we go. Here we go. Just wait for it to happen.
Hello.
Good evening. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can, of course. First of all, good evening. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I am well, thank you very much. I've been looking forward to this, and I'm very grateful that you've joined us for this. So thank you very much.
Thank you for having us. Thank you for having us.
So, obviously, you've got a new track out. Do you want to talk about that first?
Yeah, sure. Let's talk about Take a Bullet.
Yes, good title.
What do you want to know?
Where did the name come from? The songwriting put towards it, the music you wanted to like, the sounds and themes and everything, and also the badass music video. So please.
Well, this particular song was written by our guitarist Bird. This one's her baby, and she brought it to us. Oh my god, it feels like forever ago now. Yeah, it feels like it must have been at least a year ago now, maybe. And we instantly were like, yeah, let's fucking do this. Started laying down the extra instruments and took little bits and changed little things. And I can't remember. Well, it's called Take a Bullet because of the chorus, I suppose. But it's all about. Everyone has that thing about them they don't like and they wish they could change.
Yeah.
And this song is about empowering you, even though we're all different. We're also all the same, and we all know what it feels like, and we're all together, and we're all fighting, and we're all taking that bullet, and we're invincible no matter what.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, that's it. No, you carry on, go.
So it's a very positive, encouraging, uplifting song. Even when you have your low days, I guess, it makes you feel that courage. Is that right?
100%, yes, definitely.
Because I listened to it, and there's a lyric in there which I really felt, I don't know, I just felt, it's when you're singing, I'm not going to sing, by the way, I'm just going to say the lyric out. It's when you said, the embers, that just felt so beautiful when I heard that. It's kind of like if you're having a low day or even a good day, there's that ember inside that just...
Yeah, the spark hasn't fully gone. There's still something left, and there's still a spark there that means that you can keep going.
Yeah, and musically, it's really got a good drum beat to it. How the drums join in unison with it, with the embers, man, that was beautiful. So on the musical side, the way you wanted it to sound and go, how did that happen? In the studio, of course.
God, so long ago, I can barely remember writing this song anymore. So as I said, Bird originally wrote this song and then brought it to us. And normally what happens, if one of us has written a song separately instead of us writing it together, when we bring a song to each other, we normally will play it through on whatever instrument we have, and then we kind of just go through structurally and go, right, this is the beginning, and we'll go instrument by instrument, get the drums laid out first, and then normally bass, and then we fill in the rest of the guitars, and then I try my best to learn the lyrics. Apparently I'm terrible at remembering our own songs, but I get there eventually. Yeah, this one, because Bird wrote it mostly herself, and then we just kind of added to it, this one was a much easier writing process because the majority of the work was kind of done for us already. It was just a case of taking what it was, which I think was quite a soft acoustic song originally. I could be wrong because it feels so long ago now. And just adding all those layers and making it heavier and turning it into a bitchin' hour track, basically.
Yeah, I listen to it and I like that, it's both fast and slow and it's kind of, a very, it's loud and aggressive, but also kind of mellow and chillaxing as well.
Yeah.
Like, it works for both moods, doesn't it?
Yeah, it has that really nice, like, in-between feeling, which is what we were hoping for, so that's good to hear.
Oh, I liked it. I really liked it. So, obviously, with the new track and everything, obviously I went back and listened to the other tracks as well, like Viper Woman,
Yeah.
and that's just brilliant as well, and Daddy, of course, as well. But I really liked the piano piece.
Oh, Why Try?
Yeah, Why Try? That was just, it was a melodic thing. Do you want to talk about that as well?
Yeah, of course. I'd love to. So, Why Try will be is a piano version of a song that will be on our album that comes out next week. Next in like 2 weeks, not next week. So on the album, it's a rockier version of the song, and our bassist Lara, who I think I can see in the chat, Eladin Music,
Hello all.
came to us and was like, oh, I've written a piano version of it, do you want to hear it? We listened to it and we were like, yes, we have got to record this. And we thought it would be a nice way to show a new song that would be on the album without hearing the album version.
And as a singer, was it like, what was sort of like the feelings, but also the afterthoughts of doing this song as well? Because it's, obviously it's a piano melodic song, a bit of rock in it, but did it really give you some good challenges as a singer as well?
Oh yeah, definitely. This particular Why Try is a song I wrote when I was when I was about 25, and I never released it. And thank God I never released it because it's surpassed anything I imagined it used to be before I met the band, and it always had a big meaning to me because I wrote it when I was in a very low place, and I didn't. Well, you can probably tell from the lyrics, I didn't really see a way out. And it's so nice now to be able to sing that song knowing that I found people that look after me and are my family, and it's nice to see the outcome of a particular point in my life where I thought it was inevitable, to know that I made it past that, and to be able to sing about it knowing that it's not as bad as it used to be.
A catharsis?
Yeah, 100%. And I think when we recorded the song, I think I had to try really hard not to cry while I was singing it, because every time I got to near the end of the song, I was so emotional about what I was singing about that I was like, oh, I need to calm down a little bit, or it's not gonna sound good anymore.
No, I think it's lyrically and musically just one of those songs. So obviously with the music and stuff, there's a lot of practice, preparation and hard work. But when creating new songs, or kind of going back to release old songs that didn't really get featured, obviously there is a lot of probably re-listening and stuff in the studio. Now I've asked this to a few performers, not on the cast, but sometimes on the cast. Do you go back and listen to your music, or if any of your bandmates can answer this in the comments as well, do you go back and listen to your music purely for research, or do you like listening to it for fun as well? Because I know a lot of performers really only kind of listen to their work for research or revision. Because some people, yeah.
That's a good question, actually. So I think we go through phases. So I think when we first write the song, we're all hyped about it, and we're like, yes, this is the new best one, this is our new favourite. And then you go through that inevitable point where you've rehearsed it 1,000 times, you've recorded it for days on end. You're like, I don't want to listen to that song ever again. And then it gets released, and then it's an amazing song again. because you've got this whole new excitement about it, because now the world gets to hear it and you'd be like, oh, look what we did, isn't it cool, do you like it? And yeah, I think we definitely go through phases. Like, I remember there were points where I didn't want to listen to Why Try. I was like, I can't listen to Why Try anymore. And now even I will put it on sometimes, even though I'm sitting there listening to my own self. But even I will put it on and be like, oh no, this is a good song now. So we definitely still enjoy listening to our music. We definitely have songs that we're like, I'm over this now. Can we move on? But I think the difference is we tend to get quite frustrated when we're like rehearsing. But the second we're on stage, then we fucking love it again. The second we're performing, it's the best feeling in the world. Nothing feels as good as performing, and every song just feels like my favourite song when we're playing them live. But naturally, when we're rehearsing, we're like, I'm bored of this now. Let's write a new song.
So with that in also, so obviously, how did the band have its strong beginnings?
Okay, so I suppose I formed the band, although I don't like saying that because we are a team, and it wouldn't exist if only I existed. So, but I've wanted this kind of band since I was about 6 years old, I think. Since I learnt that women were allowed to be in rock music, I was like, oh, I'm doing that. And I was putting it off for years because I couldn't find a female drummer. That's what I was struggling the most to do. And then my friend one day asked about it, and I was like, but I can't find a female drummer. And then I all of a sudden remembered I'd just been added to a WhatsApp group with a load of musicians. And I just remembered, oh my God, there's definitely a female drummer in that WhatsApp group. So then I private messaged them and was like, hey, I've got an idea. I can't really talk to you now because I'm driving, but I'll get back to you. And poor Beth then had to wait for me to drive home for about half an hour after hearing a complete weird voice note from a complete stranger she'd barely spoken to at that point. And got home, told them what I was thinking, and they were like, yeah, I'm in. They agreed to be in the band without even asking what I did. So Beth didn't even know I was the singer when she agreed to join the band. And then me and Beth started looking for the other members on Facebook, and Jenny Z, one of our guitarists, was tagged in it by her boyfriend, I think, who is also now our producer. And Jenny Z said, absolutely not. I picked up guitar 2 weeks ago. There's no way I can be in a band yet. And we said, we don't care at all. That's fine by us. And pretty much bullied her into joining the band. And hopefully they don't resent us for that. And now she's an absolute powerhouse on guitar. You would never know that she didn't know how to play. Like 2 years ago, she'd never picked up a guitar. It's mental. And then our other guitarist, Bed, I originally met in a bar about 7 years ago. Hit on her, failed to hit on her. But I did get her on Facebook, and she eventually saw my Facebook post and was like, hey, what about me? And I was like, yeah, you're in. Again, didn't audition anyone, didn't check if anyone was any good at their instruments, just went, yep, sure, that's fine. And then Lala, our bassist, eventually gave in after I think about my 5th Facebook post of me being like, where is my bassist? Where are you? And Lala eventually went, you know what, maybe I can do it. And I was like, yeah, yes you can. You got the job. It's all yours. And yeah, and then about a week later we had a Zoom call because it was all in lockdown 1 at the time. And came up with the band name almost instantly, and just straight away just bonded. We were the luckiest people in the world. We found our family instantly, and we're incredibly lucky for that.
What's it like with that play on words for a band name? Because obviously it's a take from the term "the witching hour,"
yeah,
and obviously the name for a female dog, but also the swear word term "bitch" and everything.
Yeah.
So, how was that discussed? Were there other random names of for the band that you thought, oh, this is good, this is good? What was kind of like the settling vote or decision?
Well, I think originally it was going to be Bitchcraft instead of Bitching Hour, but it was
Good
already
name.
taken.
Oh,
Unfortunately,
was it?
there already is a band called Bitchcraft, so we were like,
Oh,
nah, that's a shame. And then I think it was Bird said, what about Bitching Hour? Because we wanted something witchy, and we wanted something aggressive and feminine, and we knew we wanted to take back the word bitch and make it ours, and make it no longer an insult. It's to us. If you call me a bitch, I'm like, oh, thank you very much, thank you. And so yeah, that's kind of what we knew we wanted, something witchy and something feminine. And yeah, since Bitchcraft was already taken, we looked up Bitchin' Hour, couldn't find anyone, so we were like, right, let's grab it before someone else thinks of it. And yeah, just went from there.
and who came up with like the crystal ball logo, and who did the artwork for it as well? Because that's really cool.
That's Jenny Z, our guitarist. She's also an illustrator, an incredible
Nice.
illustrator. We're so lucky that we just have an illustrator in our band that could just make our logo for us. So yes, they made it for us, and it's had a couple of revisions over the couple of years. I think it used to be ever so slightly different back when we started, and knowing us, we'll probably keep ever so slightly changing it every now and again anyway. But yeah, Jenny Z is the master behind the art. That is the majority of our illustrations that we have online. All the drawings we have of us are all done by her, and a lot of our artwork, our album cover that will be coming out in a couple of weeks, was done by her as well.
That's really cool. That obviously their contribution of bassist is good, but it's a nice bonus with the illustration as well. And obviously with your co-band member's boyfriend being producer as well. So is it nice to sort of have a trustful circle?
Oh, 100%. We lucked out big time. I mean, like, Beth, our drummer, is a band manager, so she has all that experience. I'm a social media manager, so I could help us on that side. Lala used to run a record label, so she knows how to distribute everything for us.
Impressed with all.
Yeah, we ticked every box, and we were like, there we go, we've got everything we need to fucking smash this. And yeah, we just got really lucky, to be honest, just incredibly lucky.
Oh, that's really amazing. I mean, as well, obviously, because you said you guys formed in lockdown, correct? What's it like, sort of like playing from gig to gig in sort of the semi or not so lockdown sort of period, but playing live music in venues must be that, finally, it's like opening your Christmas presents, isn't it?
Oh my God, yes, 100%. I cannot express how much performing is my absolute favourite thing in the entire world. If you took away every other pleasure in life and just gave me singing, I'd be fine with it, because it just, nothing feels as good, nothing at all. And when we first formed as a band, we didn't get to perform as a band for, I think, over a year. The first year we were together, we released music and wrote music without ever doing a single gig. And so it was such a weird way to do things, because we've been in bands before, and we've been performers in different ways. And it was so weird to not test our music out on an audience like you normally do. You write a new song, you test it out at a gig, and you're like, yeah, they responded to that, let's record it. Whereas we had to just trust that everyone was going to like what we were making and just release it into the ether out of nowhere. And we didn't even warn anyone when the first song came out. We just kind of went, surprise, we have a song out, do what you want with it. Yeah, and so when we finally got, because we had a lot of first gigs that got cancelled because of COVID. We were supposed to do a New Year's Eve one. We were supposed to do different festivals. And every time we thought we were about to have our first gig, up until like a day before, it would get cancelled, and we were just so distraught, and we were getting so frustrated. So when we finally got to do our first gig, which ended up being headlining a Pride event in the Midlands, which is ridiculous that that's our first gig, it just, best feeling in the world. Absolutely best feeling in the world.
Speaking of that, what was the best thing in the world? Elaborate on that more, please, because it's your first gig and you're headlining a Pride event. That must be just really amazing.
Yeah, we got incredibly lucky, and we just still don't know why they took a massive chance on us. They knew that we'd never played live before. Why they were so kind as to let us be the headliners, we'll never know. But and we spent the whole day terrified because we were at the whole Pride festival, and just going through the whole day having fun, but also being like, oh my god, we have to go on that massive stage later. And like for your first gig as well, normally, when you're testing out a new band, you're in a tiny little venue in the back alleys of somewhere normally, not a giant field in the middle of the Midlands with thousands of people watching. It was a pretty terrifying way to force us all to start, but I think it was a great way to start because we are all incredibly bisexual. We make it very clear we're very gay, and so I think it was just the perfect way for us to go, fuck yeah, we're here, we're doing this, you're gonna fucking love it whether you like it or not.
Yeah, that's amazing. And it's nice that, because that you also make a very statement as well, with this is what we are, this is what we do, you don't like it, fuck off, you love it, come here, give us a hug.
Yeah, 100%.
Not everyone hugs, but but when this I don't think it's an if, it's a when this opportunity happens again, if you're ever asked to headline a Pride festival, and with the new song Taking the Bullet, is that going to be like extra encouraging for the crowd, and will it be also?
100%. I mean, when sorry, I'm just adjusting my seat.
That's okay.
When we did the first one, we already were playing Take a Bullet. So people that have ever seen us live, we've always played it since the beginning, and it is always the way I introduce and remind the world that being different is okay, and that no matter who you are and how you grew up, or whoever told you you're not allowed to be yourself, fuck that. You're allowed to be yourself around us. That's all we care about. Is we fight with everyone, we stand next to everyone to the bitter
Unity.
end. Yeah. And that's what Take a Bullet's for. That's always how I introduce the song. I always use it as a moment to remind the crowd that this is what we're about, and we're going to fight for everyone always.
Will there be like alternative versions of the song, like an acoustic version, or like one, like like one time will the Bitching Hour do like This Is Bitching Hour Unplugged, kind of like the old MTV sort of days and everything.
Yeah, we do this thing when we're rehearsing. We call it the lounge version of songs. So we kind of put, if we're being grumpy or we need to cheer ourselves up, we play all our songs as if they were jazz songs instead, which is really fun. And like
no saxophone.
yeah, but like imagine like Paddy AF, but being sung like it's in a jazz bar in the 20s. It's like
Nice.
It's our way of cheering ourselves up. I'd love to do that live one day. That'd be so much fun. I think we'd have so much fun, and I think people would find it really funny. But yeah, we definitely would be able to do unplugged things, absolutely. It's just, I suppose it's timing and things like that, really. And the thing is, we're like 3 albums ahead of ourselves in our heads, right? So this album that hasn't even been released is album 1, obviously. Duh. And in our heads, we're on album 3. So we forget that we could do things like an acoustic version of Take a Bullet, because in our minds, we're like 2 years down the line, we're on album 3. And so, but that's a really good idea, actually. I really like that idea. I might have to prod the band and be like, maybe we could do this.
Yeah, it's just you see a few bands do it, and you watch them do an acoustic version. It's different, but then you're like, wow, this is actually pretty good, or just as even as good and everything. And I do like when bands do that, you know, because it's sort of getting closer with the crowd. I mean, it's like it's a smaller, it's not always a smaller stage, but you know, it's nice they can do it in like a bar or a coffee house or just like a small venue, and they sort of get that more closeness feeling. Well, that's what I see or analyze anyway.
Yeah, no, I definitely get that 100%. And I think that's why we did the piano version of Why Try.
Oh man.
When hopefully when the album comes out, you'll be able to see the difference between what it originally sounded like and the piano version that we released.
Yeah. YouTube and Spotify must be a great platform to use to help you promote your stuff, but also to plug in, because I mean, obviously, remember back then you'd have to, you know, get a cassette tape or a CD or an LP. So having a social media platform, that's a big bonus and everything as well. Yes.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. I mean, I'm a social media manager, so that's my job in the real world. And so I definitely know the value of wow, my brain's lost all words. The value of it, value of being able to, I mean, things like Metal Maidens. We never would have found the Metal Maidens if social media.
Hey, Maidens.
If we didn't have that platform, we would have never have known them. We never would have met our Welsh sisters.
Oh yeah, they're lovely. Well, I got to know your band through them. So
exactly, yeah.
Thank you, sisters. No, they are a really nice bunch of people, and you know they break barriers, and they're trying to create something new and awesome as well. So
exactly.
And if you want to talk about the photo shoot, or was it a gig you had with them?
We had a gig with no, they came to our gig. So we surprised them during some point, I can't even remember anymore, and we drove up to Wales to watch them at their gig. And so when we had a gig in Wales, they came to ours. So naturally we had to take a load of pictures to commemorate it, because obviously we talk to each other almost every day on social media, but we don't actually get to see each other that often because we're not in the same country, even technically. My brain just completely disappeared. So we haven't actually done a gig with them yet, but we are hoping eventually soon we'll be able to do a gig together, and I think we're going to try and sort out a little music video together as well, which would be really fun.
That would be really organic.
Yeah.
You know, your instruments and your vocals, the bass, the instruments, all that, and they're dancing and they're just that would be really cool. It'd be have a lot of purple in the video.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, loads.
It's a great color. It's an amazing color.
It's an amazing color, right? I have no idea.
It's a color for everyone.
Absolutely, it is 100%.
I mean,
the best color.
It is. It is. But what I like, what you put in the songs as well, and what we talked about earlier as well, we are all different colors of the rainbow.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a lot in common, or we can be the same, but we're all different colors of rainbow. But instead of being separate, we might as well shine together.
100%.
And you're definitely purple.
I'm definitely purple.
You know what? I'm going to go with purple too. I think it's a great color. It's just a shame you don't see black on a rainbow. I mean, it would be nice.
True. That is true.
Could we just?
Technically, it is the rainbow. The black is a rainbow. Technically, it is every color.
but it would stand there proudly with the
Yeah,
with the.
yeah,
It's a shame that song was never used in that nursery rhyme of, you know,
yeah.
red and yellow and pink and blue, orange and black. That would have been so funny. That would have. But it is nice that well, I don't say new bands. I mean, you've been like sorting this out for years, and sort of other bands like Maids and everything. But for the future, obviously, will there be like hopefully places in Europe and hopefully the States, or are you just mainly focused on the United Kingdom for now?
I mean, we would absolutely love to go absolutely everywhere. If the world lets us do that, then hell yeah.
Japan?
Oh my God, that would be incredible. I would, oh yes. Um, we definitely have no wishes to stay in the UK. If we have to, then fine. But if we get the green light to go to other countries, then absolutely hell yeah, that would be incredible. I'd absolutely love that.
Yeah, because I just think, you know, local touring is good or home-based touring, but what's great about world touring, you know, you're discovering new places and new things, but it's also just the differences in venues. Like, obviously you've played in a few venues. Is each experience kind of different, or does it leave that same mark?
No, I think we can all definitely take different things from different gigs, and it's a different set of people you're singing to every time, right? So you're
Mm.
meeting new people, you're singing to different people every time. I mean, you've got your beautiful loyal fans that come to most gigs, and they're our angels, and I'll be forever grateful that they are willing to see us more than once. It's still quite crazy to me. But yeah, you definitely take different things from different places, and different audiences respond to different songs. It's never the same, but it definitely always gives me the best rush in the world.
Mm. So obviously there's a lot of practice and preparation before, you know, setting everything up, but also getting the singing vocals ready. And obviously
Yeah.
it is a lovely singing voice and everything. So what's your like sort of exercise style to get sort of like that melody and everything?
So I have a thing called a vocal tube, which is basically a massive straw. I don't have it near me, so I can't show you. But it's basically a ginormous straw, really thick, really long straw made of not rubber. What's the word I'm looking for?
Latex?
No.
No,
But
sorry.
it's in that spectrum of like rubbery, flexible material. And
Oh,
you
just call it boingy. That'll work.
yeah, that'll
Boing.
do. That's
Just call
fine.
it boingy.
And it's basically just a tool. You put it in water, and you basically just sit there and blow bubbles into the water. But while you're doing it, you sing instead of just blowing bubbles.
Must be
Um,
fun.
the band love watching me do it because I look ridiculous, and so it's a lot of fun. So I'm just sitting there doing scales into this giant, like normally this giant tub of water, and I do look quite ridiculous. And then just your normal stuff, just your normal scales and vocal techniques. I also have a playlist on my Spotify that's specifically a variety of songs that use different techniques so that I can warm up different parts of my voice. And yes, that's normally what happens. I normally do most of my warm-ups before I leave for the gig. Then I put on the playlist while I'm driving to the gig, and then I'll do my vocal tube warm-up at the gig just to get the girls to laugh. And then we're done.
As a singer as well, who are your biggest influences growing up, or kind of when you were, obviously when you're producing the music, or you know, what was the influence for this song? But what were you, mainly, who were your influences first?
So I grew up a musical theatre kid. I just just surrounded by musical theatre. That was my thing. That's what I thought I was going to do for the rest of my life. And I still love it. I still would love to be in musical theatre in some way or another. So a lot of my influences come from that, and Then one day someone showed me rock music and I was like, oh my God, what's that? And just fell deeply in love. Your typical female response of like Avril Lavigne showed me that I was allowed to be a cool kid. She was the reason I went and forced my mum to buy me a guitar. And then now, like as I gotten older and wanted to kind of focus in what I was doing, Hailstorm's a massive one. I fucking love Hailstorm. Skunk and Nancy, again, it's just some badass bitches out there, man.
There are, Skin, Lizzie Hale,
yeah,
they're
100%.
I can't believe Skin was a duck. Mass singer. Yeah, but Hailstorm, yeah, but it's nice that especially obviously you said musical theatre. So when you were listening to it, were you so what were the certain musicals in musical that really stood out for you, and you were like, this makes me want to sing it out loud?
Hairspray is a big one.
Very good.
Sweeney Todd.
Very good.
What musicals have I been in? I've been in
Rocky Horror.
Oh God, absolutely Rocky Horror. How did I forget about Rocky Horror?
Were you in that?
No, I wish, but absolutely, definitely up there in the top ones. What else have I been in?
Jesus Christ.
Oh, Jesus Christ Superstar. That was great. Les Miserables.
Oh, I've done that.
What else did we do?
I was just a background singer and character.
The Boyfriend, which is a very obscure one. And what was that? Carousel. But yeah, loads of things. I've done like bits of The Lion King and stuff like that for different like certain events where they only wanted certain parts of the show and stuff. And Phantom of the Opera as well.
That's a lot of vocal goes into that,
Yeah, that's a challenge.
Yeah. But obviously with your music and obviously your experience in that, it does help a great deal, does it?
Oh yeah, singing's been my favourite thing as long as I can remember. According to my dad, I don't know how true this story is because I have no proof, obviously. According to my dad, I could sing before I could talk, and so he would, when I was a baby, he'd be able to put the radio on, and I'd be able to sing along to the melody. I just didn't know the words yet. So I really wish I lived in a time where they could have caught that on camera, because that would be so cool. But never mind. So yeah, there's never been a time where I wasn't a singer in some way or form.
It's always been there.
Yeah, it's always been something I've loved and adored. I gave it up for a few years because I'm an idiot, and I thought I was too old and it was done, and it was too late.
No.
And I was a fool and it was stupid, and I'm never going to do that again.
Well, we all find ourselves sometimes when we get a little lost.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think potentially that time away made me realise just how much. No, I can't walk away from it. It's nothing feels as good. Nothing. It's just the best feeling in the world. Nothing is as good whatsoever.
It's your ultimate happiness.
Yeah, 100%. It is. It's the one thing I refuse to get rid of.
Do you have moments where...
Sorry. No, carry on.
No, please.
No, I was just going to say, you could take away chocolate, you could take away alcohol, you could take away all the great things in life, and I'd be like, as long as I still get to sing, that's fine.
Do you have moments where, okay, you don't care who's around and you're listening to like a favourite song with your headphones on, and you just want to sing it out loud for sheer joy and enthusiasm?
Oh, of course. I mean, I'm definitely that person that never shuts up. I'm constantly singing. The band like to make fun of me because every time I do sing when we're not in rehearsals, they're like, all right, Leo, we fucking know you can sing. Shut up. And I'm like, but I need to do it. I need to release it. It's just, nothing feels as good.
You'd rather sing than talk?
Oh, I absolutely would happily sing all day. So on my Twitch channel, there is an option for my audience to force me to sing for an hour while I'm playing games instead of talking. I'd
Oh,
happily do it.
feel free to plug in that as well if you wish.
Oh, it's called Leonie. It's the same as my Instagram handle. You can find me on Twitch, and I'm just as chaotic there as I am here.
So your Twitch and obviously gaming and everything, is that a nice sort of, obviously you love singing and you love being in the band and performing, is that a sort of nice breakaway to sort of chill everything out, you know, calm down the rushness and, you know, looking forward to go back out again, but but it's nice that I'm sitting here and bashing a few buttons.
Oh yeah, I mean, I started because I was like, well, I'm at home and I'm playing games anyway. I may as well just pop a camera on and people can join in and it won't feel so lonely. Especially when I first decided I wanted to do it was during lockdown, and I was like, well, I just missed people and I wanted a way to be able to communicate with people, obviously without having to leave the house. And it's just, yeah, it's a nice way. I'll be doing it regardless, so I may as well pop the camera on, say hello, and let people join in with me, really.
I wish I started this 2 years ago, but the lightning didn't really hit my head then and everything. So, but, you know, now is now. So,
yeah,
but
I'm sure there's probably a reason you were meant to wait this long. That's what we like to say about the band. Technically,
yeah.
3 of us should have met each other years ago, but somehow we didn't. We all went to the same college and did the same courses, and we somehow didn't know each other.
Weird.
I know it's mental. It makes no sense to me whatsoever. But
yeah.
clearly the universe wasn't ready for us to find each other yet. So.
But now is now, and that's more important than everything. So, with the upcoming shows, want to talk about them?
Yeah, I think when is our next show? We're on a bit of a down period because we went in hard and fast for a good few months, and we were like, we need to relax for a bit. I think we've got a show coming up around our album release, which I think is with Kid Clumsy, who I'm wearing today. I can't remember where that is. I'm terrible, useless.
It's okay.
But then our main focus at the moment is writing, and then we're going to go back to gigging and everything during the summer. Hopefully everything will be a bit more open and it won't be so complicated to book gigs and everything.
Well, I hope to see you guys back in Wales because shame on me, I have not seen you guys live yet.
We'll definitely be back.
But I'll gladly go to somewhere in England as well. I mean, but yeah, I promise I will see you guys play.
Oh, bless you. Well, we'll be happy to have you.
Yeah, but especially to hear the songs and everything, and just to feel that energy, because that's the one thing. It's a really good mixture, because obviously you're on stage, giving it all, passionately singing, playing, dancing, you know, giving music to us, and we're embracing it, we're enjoying it, we're banging our heads, we're clapping our hands, we're stamping our feet, we're cheering and everything. So it's kind of like, you know, we're giving you that, you're giving us this, but it just feels, sorry, excuse me. So has there been like the one gig where it's just felt overloading with, in a good way, overloading with positive energy, and after the gig you're like, wow, what the fuck was that?
I think, yeah, there definitely has been. I think the one we had in Wales was amazing. We had so much fun and just so much amazing feedback. And I think it was our second gig ever. I think so. Because our first one was our Pride, like I mentioned. And we were so excited to do it because it was our first one. However, we did have a lot of technical difficulties. So afterwards we were a bit like, oh, did we not do so well? But our second gig we did in Southampton at, where were we? Heartbreakers, I think. And that just got such an incredible response, and just everyone was so into it and enjoying themselves and having the best time. And we had such great back and forth with everyone, and we felt invincible after that one. We were like, okay, we are good at this. This is good. We need to keep doing more than this.
And other than music and obviously your recent stuff, what else would be one of the most unique but biggest influences on you for yourself and for the band?
For me, do you mean musician-wise or just anything?
Non-musician-wise. I mean, like non-musician-wise, anything. But yeah, obviously you've talked about the strong message you want to give and everything. But has there ever been any unique influences, whether it's writing a song or like really creating the works in your head? What would be a very interesting influence?
Yeah, drag queens. Drag queens are my favourite thing on the planet. I think they are in the fucking coolest art form I've ever seen. And I before AFAB drag queens existed, I used to get so mad that I couldn't be a drag queen. And because all I wanted, I was like, why was I not born a man? I wanted to dress up as a woman. And I think they're incredible. I think the artistry of it is incredible. I definitely take a lot of it in terms of my own appearance, like nowhere near as exaggerated, but I definitely put a lot of it in. You'll always see diamantes on my face. There's always glitter all over me.
I thought you just liked that, but okay.
No, it's definitely a drag queen influence, 100%. I think if I wasn't a singer, I'd probably want to be a drag queen.
I think you can. I mean, go for it.
I've got too much on my plate at this point. I think it's one or the other at this point, but it's definitely something I'd like to have fun with one day. And
I've seen drag queens
that I want to meet. Like I genuinely would cry with happiness.
I saw one perform at a bar I used to go to, and they were singing as well, and it was a really cool show because it was like being back at a 90s nightclub in the evening, or like a holiday, or like one of those 90s holiday hotel things, and then you've got the drag queen doing like the entertainment for the evening, and I can't remember the name of the drag queen, but they were just brilliant, especially the upbeats and everything. But I just thought that was a really cool experience, so I definitely know what you mean.
I do. I think everyone needs to at least go see one drag show in their lifetime.
Yeah,
you can't not see a drag show. You won't get it until you've seen it, and then once you've seen it,
don't be judgmental. Just give something a go. I mean, we're all told to eat our vegetables as kids, even if we don't like it. But just give something a go. I mean, how about going? Oh, but no buts.
Yeah, exactly.
Eat it.
And like I think everyone should experience most things within reason, obviously. It's just, but I definitely think it's one of those things. Everyone has to have seen at least one drag show because the artistry just blows my mind. I think it's so cool, and I love it. I love it. Is it really obvious that I love it? I love it.
But it's nice that something strong and bold as well as entertaining, and it can be an influence. Like I said, we all have many different influences. It doesn't have to be related to the topic, but if they're a good influence to you, go right ahead. I mean, I've got odd influences. I think Optimus Prime is a great influence.
Oh, that's an awesome choice. I love that.
I know he's a big ass robot with this humility, and I'm like, I'm learning humility from a robot.
Yeah.
Amazing. But for all our viewers out there, please check out the Bitching Hour on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and check out their music on Spotify as well, especially their new music video.
Take a bullet!
Yeah, so I just wanted you to say it because, I love that you say it with enthusiasm. Well, I gotta say, Leonie, is it Leonie or Leonie?
Leonie, but it doesn't really matter.
I know, but so
Most people call me Lay, so it makes sense that people would assume it's Leonie, but my name is actually Leonie.
Leonie. Well, I appreciate you for being on here, and thank you for, it's been great plugging you in. Can't say that. Sorry. Sorry.
That's a different show.
It's been great plugging in your work and talking about this and that and everything. And I hope to have you and your bandmates back on the show in the near future.
Absolutely.
But good luck with yourself. Great luck with the band, and I hope to catch your performance soon.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for having us. Hope you have a good evening.
You too, and thank you very much for having me. So to all our viewers out there, this has been the One Take Livecast. Until next time, good night and goodbye.
Bye.
Good night, guys.